2024 was a defining year for Saregama, one of India's oldest music labels. You see, this is a company that has been around for well over a century. It is still one of the biggest names in the Indian music industry, but there is a flip side to having that sort of legacy. Because Saregama is widely recognized today as somewhat of a nostalgia machine. And that's not just because of its popular Carvan line of speakers. For a long time now, it's been associated with the kind of music your parents and grandparents grew up listening to. The classics, evergreen Bollywood numbers, ghazals, Carnatic music, you get the drift. This year, something changed. Saregama made it clear that it was done banking on old melodies alone. It's been on a mission to make fresh hits. And that mission has largely been successful thanks to two releases this year. Aaj Ki Raat from the movies 3-2 and Tauba Tauba from the film Bad News. I'm sure you've heard both these songs innumerable times this past year, either willingly or unwillingly. They took social media by storm. And thanks to that wave of virality, Saregama reported its best ever performance just a few months ago when those two songs alone managed to garner 150 billion views since their release. Now, don't get me wrong. Sure, these songs are catchy, but more than the songs themselves, a big part of Saregama's winning strategy has been YouTube, the platform on which these two songs thrived the most. You see, YouTube commands over 50% of India's music streaming market. And now that Saregama is vying for a bigger slice of the pie in India's hyper competitive music industry, YouTube seems to be its weapon of choice. It is betting big on the algorithm that made Tauba Tauba and Aaj Ki Raat go viral. And it isn't just Saregama. It is a great time to be in the music business. You see, India is a sound obsessed country. Indians spend 3 hours a day listening to music on average, which is 18% more than the global average. And thanks to streaming platforms like YouTube and Spotify making music so accessible, music labels have been cashing in on the country's growing music obsession. Here, Saregama is one among six big players. The biggest, of course, being T Series. But of late, Saregama has been quietly gaining ground, and the market has noticed. In fact, its stock is up more than 30% this year. But chasing virality comes at a price, especially on YouTube. Sure, the platform can make a song go viral, but it can also bury it without a trace. It is a very risky bet. But for now, Saregama is in it to win it. So, in this episode, we will dive into the Indian music industry and how, in the end, it's platforms like YouTube that are calling all the shots. Welcome to Daybreak, a business podcast from the Ken. I'm your host Rahil Philippos, and I'll be joining my colleague Snigdha Sharma every day of the week to bring you one business story that is worth understanding and worth your time. Today is Wednesday, the 1st of January. YouTube is the undisputed king of music discovery here in India. Anirudh Somani, the contributor who wrote the story that this episode is based on, made a pretty hilarious analogy. He said YouTube is to India's music industry what WhatsApp is to family group chats. It is omnipresent and indispensable. Now, like I mentioned a little while ago, YouTube commands 50% of the country's music streaming market, as per a recent Fiki EY report. So, naturally, it has also been a cash cow for music labels like Saregama. Various analysts estimate that Saregama earns nearly one third of its revenue from the platform. And interestingly, the growth it saw this year wasn't because of full length videos or YouTube music. It was actually because of short form content published on YouTube Shorts. Now, let's unpack how this relationship works. For starters, the economics of YouTube as of today isn't ideal for labels. You see, the platform keeps 45% of all ad revenue. So the remaining 55% goes to content owners like Saregama. And the math is similar for ad free premium subscriptions too. YouTube takes its cut first, and whatever is left over is divvied up based on user engagement. So, for every 100 rupees a user spends on YouTube Premium, only about 55 rupees trickles down to the labels they've listened to. But at the end of the day, the real money still lies with the ad supported model. Sure, paid music subscriptions are growing fast, but the penetration today is still laughably low. The same report found that it is still at around 4% in a market of over 1 billion people. And now that other audio OTT platforms like Spotify and JioSaavn are inching towards paywalls, YouTube's dominance could possibly only get stronger. Now, with YouTube Shorts, things are a little different. Remember, Saregama gets about 80% of its views from here. And currently, Shorts operates on a fixed fee revenue model. Now, what that means is that content owners get a lump sum payment from YouTube. So, take a label like Tips Music, for example. It was estimated to have received 1 to 1.5 crore rupees as an annual deal from YouTube. But this arrangement could change down the line. You see, Shorts could shift to a model that shares ad revenue with labels like Saregama, and that could unlock massive new income streams for the label. But of course, there is a flip side to this because it would mean growing even more reliant on YouTube, which in turn would mean losing leverage in that relationship. For now, YouTube is Saregama's biggest ally, but it could just as easily become its toughest negotiator. More on that in the next segment. Before we begin the next segment of this episode, here's a little bit of a clarification. The Ken reached out to both Saregama and YouTube while working on the story, but neither company responded to our questions. Well, with that out of the way, let's get back to the Saregama YouTube relationship. You see, the biggest problem with this kind of arrangement is that the platform ends up wielding a tremendous amount of power over content partners. It has the power to unilaterally tweak algorithms or revenue models or even terms of contract. Say if YouTube decides tomorrow that shorts creators deserve a larger slice of the pie or that music labels should get less, Saregama will have no choice but to play along. Right now, Saregama seems unperturbed. It seems more than willing to take that risk. And analysts fear that the company is putting all its eggs in one basket. In fact, even its efforts to diversify have ended up making it even more reliant on YouTube. Let me explain how that works. You see, the company's fastest growing vertical is its video production business. It makes regional films under the Udly banner, while digital series and snackable content are published via Pocket Aces Dice Media and channels like Filter Copy. It even dabbles in television, producing serials for networks like Sun TV. But most experts are pretty skeptical about this approach. You see, post pandemic, Saregama shifted from small budget films designed for digital platforms to producing regional movies for theatrical releases. This was a really bold move, but it also shifted the risk profile. It also went ahead and acquired Pocket Aces for about 375 crore rupees in November last year. It was supposed to take its content game to the next level because now it would have the capability to create shows for streaming giants like Netflix and Amazon. The problem here is that streamers are currently slashing original content budgets. Just last month, we reported on how OTT platforms have cut both the number of new titles releases and funding for mid budget shows. Now, what this means is that Saregama's video ambitions are more reliant on YouTube than ever before. And that just isn't sitting well with investors. It's making them question Saregama's judgment. Anirudh spoke to Amit Mantri, the co founder of investment firm 2.2 Capital. He said that the video segment just isn't as good as the music licensing business. That's because of music's fat margins and high entry barrier. Meanwhile, in contrast, video is far more competitive. It is a lower margin game with fewer barriers to entry. So, is the video business even worth it for Saregama? Well, management seems to be hedging its bets. Investments in non music ventures are currently capped at about 18% of total capital. And that is a clear sign that the company isn't willing to double down on videos just yet. So, music is clearly still at the top of the content pyramid. Its repeatability makes it a licensing goldmine with better margins and monetization opportunities. But that still doesn't mean it's a cakewalk for a music label, not even a century old label like Saregama. Saregama may have really had its moment this year. But there is another music label that has managed to make an indelible mark over the last 2 years, despite having a much smaller music catalog. I'm talking about Tips Music. You see, since its demerger back in 2022, Tips stock has soared 300%. Saregama's, meanwhile, has stayed more or less flat during the same period. And the reason for that is that Tips has had a sharper, more focused business, free from the unpredictability of Bollywood's box office roulette. Since it shed the dead weight of its film business, investors see Tips now as a pure play music entity. They've recognized the value of its catalog. It's lean, focused, and profitable. Today, Tips owns only around one-fifth the number of songs compared to Saregama's collection. And yet, it commands a higher market cap. And the reason for that is efficiency. Saregama's management remains bullish. They forecast a revenue growth rate of 25 to 36% and plans to double profits before tax in the next 3.5 years. A key part of that strategy is monetizing both free and paid listeners. On YouTube, Saregama earns around 0.10 per stream from free users via ads. But paid subscribers generate up to 5x revenue per listener, according to a few estimates. In fact, Vikram Mehra, Saregama's managing director, sees the company's future in subscriptions. During an investor call earlier this year, he said that a shift to paid models could more than double industry revenues. But in reality, it doesn't seem like users in India will become more willing to pay for stream music as early as the next 6 months. You see, Spotify and JioSaavn, the two biggest streaming players, are still largely free. Spotify has made moves to push users towards paid plans. It's done things like disable rewind and add to queue features for free accounts. But those are gentle nudges, not hard paywalls. And until this changes, the dream of a subscription-first industry feels quite distant. For now, Saregama is sticking to its risky duet with YouTube. It's generating enough cash to be able to pay the bills, but the streaming platform holds all the cards. One small change in the algorithm or a tiny tweak in its revenue sharing terms, and Saregama will really have to face them.
Daybreak is produced from the newsroom of The Ken, India's first subscriber-focused business news platform. What you're listening to is just a small sample of our subscriber-only offerings. A full subscription unlocks daily long-form feature stories, newsletters, and podcast extras. Head to theken.com and click on the red subscribe button on the top of the website. Today's episode was hosted by Rahil Philippos and edited by Rajiv CN.